country. Scott Jennings, conservative commentator who appears on CNN, has had his life threatened by Keith Olbermann, who warned that he was next. This is 2 weeks after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Not even 1 week, only a few days after an ABC station was just shot at and a man said, "You're next," to Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, and Dan Bongino.
What is going on in this country? This is crazy. So, guys, this is really crazy. So, Tim Pool is going to sound off on Keith Olbermann from MSNBC threatening Scott Jennings from CNN, saying that Scott Jennings is next. CNN host Scott Jennings gets threatened by Keith Olbermann from MSNBC about Scott Jennings from CNN being next. Tim Pool is going to destroy Keith Olbermann from MSNBC. Tim Pool is going to eviscerate Keith Olbermann from MSNBC. Tim Pool is going to annihilate Keith Olbermann from MSNBC because that's what Keith Olbermann from MSNBC needs to be done. Happened to him verbally after saying to Scott Jennings of CNN that Scott Jennings is next. This is crazy. Let's get into it.
And now, Keith Olbermann is doing this exact thing. I am going to come outright and say it. Keith Olbermann needs to be arrested. We cannot tolerate this anymore. Now, I am biased because I have received numerous posts saying I'm next as well. So I know what it's like. We, of course, have forwarded these threats to the FBI. I believe the FBI should go and arrest Keith Olbermann right now for making terroristic threats. And we should send a message to all people. I don't care, left, right, up, down, top, whatever. Do not threaten people with death. We cannot tolerate it anymore. Now, to be honest, it's largely a phenomenon of the left. And that's why the story here is conservative faces death threat from liberal. But Keith Olbermann really exemplifies the psychotic delusion that is the left death cult. I'm going to show you why, but first, let's read the story. Mediaite reports Scott Jennings forwards Keith Olbermann threat to the FBI after former MSNBC host warns he's next. CNN political contributor Scott Jennings brought one of Keith Olbermann's social media posts to the attention of the FBI on Monday after Olbermann warned him, "You're next, mother effer," in a since deleted thread. "You're next, mother effer, but keep mugging the camera," wrote Olbermann, according to town hall columnist Dustin Grage, who captured a screenshot of the since deleted post. Well, the message appeared to be a threat to take Jennings off television. Really? With another post reading, "Now we get the fascists off real TV. That didn't mean your career is next, Jennings." Jennings and many other social media users interpreted the comments as a violent threat mere weeks of the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Reacting to a screenshot of the post shared by Grage, Jennings tagged FBI Director Kash Patel. Let's slow this down real quick and break it down. "Now we get the fascists off real TV." Who? Who's been fired? Nobody. What do you mean the context is his career? Jimmy Kimmel's not a fascist, according to these people, right? He's not a conservative. So why would this be in the context of career? At a time when Charlie Kirk has just been murdered, and if you search "You're next," you will see walls and walls of death threats, making reference to ending people's lives. Keith Olbermann sent a death threat. I'm not playing these stupid games where these liberal outlets are like, no, he clearly meant his career. Why? No one else has been fired. No one's being fired. Jimmy Kimmel is not on the right. So what does that mean? They say a message appeared to be a threat with another post. Oh, you mean he deleted this one and then posted something else later? Is that it? Scott Jennings tweeted. So basically, his employer suspended him for being an insensitive prick, and we don't live in an authoritarian regime. Got it. Gunther Eagleman says the left's panic and meltdowns were beautiful, though. Olbermann says, "We won, you stupid piece of ish. Last fold to fascism was last week. Now we get the fascists off real TV. That'd mean your career is next, Jennings. Sending a tape to Real America's Voice, but keep mugging the camera, amateur." Here's what really happened. Keith Olbermann said, "You're next, mother effer, but keep mugging the camera." Panicked and deleted it and appears then posted something different. Why? Because it wasn't about his job. That makes literally no sense.
This is really crazy. This is crazy. I did not hear that. Where was I with this Keith Olbermann from MSNBC threatening Scott Jennings from CNN? When, like, is this man? Yeah, he's crazy. Keith Olbermann's always been crazy. Keith Olbermann is extremely crazy. I don't know. Like, some people will think it's performative. It's, nah, I'm with Tim Pool on this one. Tim Pool's right on this one. Tim Pool is extremely right on this one. This is dangerous. This is extremely dangerous. By the way, guys, if you like the clip, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on these videos.
I'm going to pull this up, okay? I gotta pull it up. Here we go. From Mediaite. Same outlet. Anti-Trump ABC shooter targeted Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, DOJ says, quote, "They're next." So when a guy goes to ABC and shoots a gun into the lobby with a note in his car saying that Kash, Pam, and Dan are next, then Keith Olbermann says, "You're next, mother effer." In what reality is there a context around his job? They are lying. Keith Olbermann appears to have deleted it and reposted a message so he could try and claim, no, I meant career. Spare me, dude. As of reporting, Olbermann has not responded. He's a former MSNBC, ESPN, blah, blah, blah. We get it. The dude is plumb out of his mind. And I'll show you. So first, Dustin Gray says, wow, Keith Olbermann just threatened Scott Jennings. He quickly deleted the set of tweets after getting called out on it. And then posting a different tweet after the fact to try and make it seem like he's talking about career. I ain't playing these stupid games. In response, Robbie Starbuck says 5150. Agreed. This man is a danger to himself and others, but I think he should be arrested for making terroristic threats. Send a message to all of these people. Do not post threats online. It's a crime. Buzz Patterson says, somebody needs to 5150 this dude. LB says, Olbermann is clearly a nutcase, but were these in response to Scott's post about Kimmel? If so, I'm not sure he was threatening his life, which is one way to interpret your post, but rather saying he's going to be off the air. Yeah, no, he posted it apparently after the fact. So the threats came first. People called him out on it. He deleted them and said, your job is next. Who's, again, next to what? Like next in line for, let me try this again. You're next, mother effer. Who on the right has been fired? In which case, next applies. Because him being next applies a thing in the past occurred that will now occur to him, correct? Okay, well, on the right, the only thing that's happened so far is that Charlie Kirk was murdered. We know what your next means. Look at this guy. Let me pull up some of his tweets. So this is retweeted by Keith Olbermann. The dude is plumb out of his mind, and so are most of these leftists, and I think we're getting a good example of it. The other day, there was a report put out by the US FDA recognizing studies that show Tylenol, acetaminophen, is dangerous for women who are pregnant. Let me pull up the, let me see if I can find this.
I'm going to kind of move on from the Tylenol thing or whatever, but I just want to get back to, let's see how he pretty much ends this off, because the Tylenol thing is not as important as the dangerous threats. I mean, my gosh. Like, I still can't believe that this is crazy. And
I'm not playing these stupid games of liberals start going, no, he didn't. I don't care. I literally don't care. I will say it again. I said it before. I will say it again. When these liberals are going on social media and saying, Tim Pool next, we know what that means. I'm not going to name anybody else. I use my name, but there are many other prominent conservatives I'm not going to mention just for security's sake, I guess. But yes, they're all getting death threats. We know what it means. Charlie Kirk was just murdered in cold blood. And they're saying, ooh, do Tim Pool next, do Tim Pool next. We know what the intention is, and I believe that person should be arrested. Because intent is clear, context is clear, and we shouldn't play these games. I'll wrap it there. Smash the like button, share the show, stay tuned.
Smash the like button, share this show. But this show, on Justin is Laws. Okay, so there's that. But wow, this clip was crazy. I did not know that happened. Like, We're talking about people who have huge influence. Okay, me and you don't care about Keith Olbermann. I mean, that's fine. We don't need to care about Keith Olbermann. But, you know, I'm sure Keith Olbermann has a large amount of followers on Twitter who will see that and think it's okay to act like this. Like, this is crazy. What are you going after Scott Jennings for? For what? You don't even say, please. These people are disgusting. It's ridiculous. I'm not playing this game either. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.